Hi, I'm Marcus Coward, and this is Wake Up New Bedford, and I'm here with Darnel.
Marcus, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
No, thanks for being here.
Hey, I do my part.
And so, for those who don't know you, and maybe for those who do, but don't know about the details, tell us a little bit about how you grew up. So, are you from here, and then what was the first school
I was
you went
I was born in Providence, but I was raised in New Bedford. Definitely a New Bedford resident. Class of 2014. I graduated from New Bedford High.
Sure.
A little bit about me. I'm a music artist, recording artist, engineer. So that means I record beats, I produce, I engineer from top to bottom. I mix, I master. I love writing poetry. Definitely changed my life for the better. As far as how I grew up, I definitely grew up in a very fast-paced environment. So it was like that gave me a different outtake on life, as far as learning soft skills, hard skills, and shaping me for the better. As far as being able to navigate through life and seeing different things and opportunities open up for me. Yeah.
And so, did you go to elementary school in Providence or in New Bedford?
In New Bedford.
Where'd you go?
I went to Gomes and I went to Roosevelt.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And then you went to New Bedford High.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, when you say a fast childhood, did you move a lot, or what do you mean by fast?
So what I mean by that is like, okay, we have different aspects in life. So it's like, coming from a place where it's like, family members on drugs, drug addiction being in the house, alcoholism, arguing, fighting, domestic, dealing with stuff like that, and etc. So it's like having to like navigate that, but also keeping a cool and calm head with having to navigate school and figuring out your medium for that, after school programs, extracurricular activities, and etc. So.
Do you have siblings?
Yes, I have 2 younger sisters.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
And so, when you were younger, what was your main hobby? Probably like in elementary school or middle school.
Making music. Like, if
Yeah.
anybody could tell you, they would be like, oh, man, we called him headphones. He would wear his headphones everywhere. He'd be in the back either falling asleep or working on music. That's what I did.
Really?
Music was like my main focus, my main passion. That's all I wanted to do, no matter where I was.
Now, who introduced music to you?
My grandmother, actually.
Yeah?
So like she got me onto like classical music, jazz. I didn't get hip hop until like later in my life, and it kind of just like broadened my horizon a little bit. But it was like rock, country. I'm very eclectic when it comes to music, so it's like I got to see different spectrums and different aspects when it came to music. So it shaped my production. So I started with making beats first, and then kind of into the poetry aspect of things. My English teacher was actually the one who suggested you should probably figure out how to take the beats that you make and the poems that you write and try to converse that into music. And I never really thought about it like that.
Okay.
So it was just like, it was interesting. And she was just like, yeah, try something different. And I was like, all right, that'll definitely get me out of my comfort zone. Let's see what happens. And ever since then, I've just been locked in.
That sounds like a really great teacher, but
Yeah.
really
Shout out to Miss
profound.
Mastriani.
And so, when was that? When did she teach you?
I want to say it was either the 6th or the 7th grade, because that's going back some years. So it's
Yeah. Did you enjoy Roosevelt?
I loved it. It was great. It was definitely a great experience. A lot of crazy shit, but yeah, that comes with life. Life is a trip, and we're here for the ride, right? So.
Yeah, my brother went to Roosevelt for a little bit.
What's your brother's name?
Tyler.
Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler Coward. How old are you?
30.
30. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's 27, turned 28. So
Okay,
a couple
so
years.
that's roughly around.
But yeah, he was
around
just the brief experience while he was there. Definitely, I feel like no matter what middle school you go to, there's
always gonna be some crazy shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But so do you have when did poetry get introduced to you?
That's a tough one. I want to say when I was 8, I heard a work by Maya Angelou.
Sure.
And it kind of was just like, it made me feel how I was thinking, and to just have it illustrated in such a way, it was what's the word I'm looking for? Very opening.
Yeah.
So it kind of just like, it gave me a chance to reflect, and I was like, I hadn't felt that in a while. So I was like, this is something that's different. You know what I'm saying? So I just dived into it.
And you always liked reading, or no? Yeah.
Everybody should love to read.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It's educational. You know what I'm saying? It gives you a different sense of taking yourself out of the aspect of everyday life and being able to read different works, being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, you know what I'm saying? And it just makes the story that more relatable, you know? Being able to lock into a good book is definitely something good. Key to success.
I would definitely. I was reading this book recently on a train. I turned to my girlfriend. I'm like, "Yo, it's crazy that like how much like you can learn from reading." And then she thought that was funny, but I'm like, it's true. Like, I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, so I do like a lot of learning that way, or like maybe reading the news.
Yeah.
Reading a book has so much knowledge in it. It's so underrated.
It's watering, you know what I'm saying? It's like, for you, what are you feeding yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're taking the time out of your day to put that into your schedule, like you're literally, you know, you're cultivating something. It's like planting a seed and waiting for it to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're taking the time and effort to do that. So it's like you're feeding your mind. You always have to feed your mind.
And so, would you say you were an introverted kid when you were younger?
I'm an introvert. I'm an extrovert. I was a wild child, all over the place, ADHD. You know what I'm saying? But like as my life progressed, I started looking at things differently. So it's like I started to slow down and analyze things a little bit differently. You got to be calm in situations. You got to look at things from, you know, a different perspective. Everybody's entitled to their own perspective. What are like their ideals? What are your ideals? What's your goal? What's your purpose? You know what I'm saying? Like what's the forefront of the future? Like how do you see that? You know what I'm saying? So it was like I was a little more advanced than regular kids would say. So it's like I'm kind of like the oddball out, you know?
Who'd you look up to when you were younger?
I just go, man. I just go, man.
Because I would agree. Because
I mean, I've definitely had like a lot of, you know, good mentors in my life throughout the years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as far as somebody to look up to, I can only idolize myself because I'm here. I have to be present. If you want to fall in love with your presence, remember to put yourself first. You know what I'm saying? You got to take care of yourself. That's the only way you can take care of everybody else.
Because you do have a very deep perspective on life. I can just tell that in the first few minutes of talking. So like, when do you feel like you first realized that you were kind of the oddball out on having this different perspective?
6 years old.
And did something happen, or was it just like, that's just what you can remember? Yeah.
Life comes with, you know, traumatic situations in life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's only going to mold your character, you know what I'm saying? Love is pain in its rarest form, and you have to understand that vulnerability is still real, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to break down those walls and aspects of yourself and really get to the meat and potatoes of, like, life. It ain't shit, but you're here. Do what you can with your time. Be present, show up, show love, and just be kind, you know? I always wear my heart on my sleeve. I got my mom to thank for that, but it's a process where it's like we can banter, we can argue, we could go back and forth. I'm still gonna love you, but now I gotta love you from over here.
Sure.
You know, and it's like, you know, we gotta take life in strides.
What media feels like inspires you the most out of books, movies, music, or TV or internet?
Music for sure, because it's its own language in itself. And across the spectrum, everybody has like their own favorite song or their own favorite artist, and it just hits like a plethora of, you know, it reaches everybody. You know what I'm saying? And there's only, in my eyes, a few things that do that. Life, death, and music. Those are the three things that are internal, and every single person has to go through those phases of life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. I feel like that's something that binds us together. You know what I'm saying?
I interviewed someone who does color analysis, and he dropped a bar. He said about like how deep color is. He said, "There's nothing in this world that color doesn't touch." I never thought about that. I'm like, okay, so just to think about these other things, I just think like color is something that people don't even think about on a regular basis, but maybe can connect us in some weird way. But so do you have a favorite artist?
Do I have a favorite artist? Most definitely. Right now, Kendrick and Cole are kind of competing for that
of
number
course.
one spot.
Of course,
but, like,
yeah.
You know, I'm gonna have to give it to Kendrick because he's been on the run right now. So it's like, you know, I got to give it to the GOAT. So
Okay.
he's definitely up there. If I could do like a quick plug-in for some of the artists that are in the city that are kind of coming up in there,
Please.
You know what I'm saying, making their way and, you know, just being present. And big shout out to Reef the Bully, AKA RDB. Shout out to Hendrik Hernandez doing his thing over there. Who else? Shout out to Swervo. I know he's doing his thing. And shout out to Astro on the beat, because Astro is one of the, I would say personally, one of the greatest producers out here in the city. As far as when it comes to making beats and chopping things up and putting things together. He's definitely dope.
I'll have to look into him
Yeah.
because I have interviewed Hendrik, and then I've interviewed Big Chan as well.
Yeah, Big
And
Chan's up there
It was
too.
actually her who I asked for just a list of the artists who I should know in the city, and then she gave me your name out of a few. So, what do you think about the music scene in New Bedford?
It's definitely different, you know what I'm saying? Because like you can take art in many different facets, but seeing people take that and then develop it even further, because it's now, all right, you're stepping into yourself and you have that sense of awareness to where it's like, I'm doing music. I never thought that I would be doing this, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's therapeutic. It gives you a different perspective on life as far as broadening your horizon. One is being an artist, but also stepping back and just remembering, okay, I'm human too. You know what I'm saying? And in the sense, it also brings people together because your music affects those who listen to your sound. You know what I'm saying? And that also brings in a different aspect as well.
What inspires you to make music? Is it to make a living, or is it just because this is...
I just love to create. So it's
Yeah.
like, my thing is like, we're put on the planet to do two things: love and to create. And as long as you got a kind heart and a good personality, those things they'll combine in themselves to mold you into the person that you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just be present. That's it.
Do you remember the first song you made?
The first song I ever made, no, I can't. I make so much. It's hard for me to go back that far. I want to say I was like 12 when I wrote my first rap, like officially.
Yeah. Because like you said, it came a little bit later for you in life.
Yeah, I was either 11 or 12 when I wrote my first song.
You remember what it was about?
It's
Yeah.
years and years ago.
So what is your writing process like?
Anything that kind of just makes me feel how I'm thinking. And if I'm able to gravitate towards the beat in a way where it's like, if I can illustrate it, then, you know what I'm saying, everything kind of comes together. If it's something that I got to sit on, you know, I'll write like most of it and then come back to it. Probably go out to like the beach, or, you know, try to catch some scenes out in nature, or, you know, just travel and try to get aspects from life and, you know, pull from that and then, you know, come back to it. You know.
Do you write on your phone or on paper?
It's a bit of both. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll write on paper, like if I'm like really locked in, like
Yeah.
in my room, and I'm just like, I want to script some shit. But mostly my phone, because I'm constantly always on the go, whether I'm at work or, you know, in between jobs or on the road. You know,
And so inspiration can hit you wherever.
wherever,
Yeah.
wherever. Like I said, I just love to create.
Now, you do create in other forms of music. Do you do anything visually?
I do photography, videography. Shout out to Megan Holden, by the way. She's a great videographer. Also my videographer. We love you. Also shout out to Cable Access.
Yeah.
And my man Mark, you know what I'm saying, always holding it down. But yeah.
And so she let me know that your music video got nominated, right?
Yeah, she actually shot that video.
Yeah, she was saying.
Looking
okay.
for Some Bliss. You can check
Okay.
it out on YouTube.
Okay.
You can find it at D. and then Staley, Staley, and then Looking for Some Bliss.
Have you done music videos in the past?
I've done a couple of music videos in the past. I have Dark Star out, which is on my channel. You can find that. And a couple of other works that I did with Staley Productions back in the day. Yeah.
And now, do you feel like visuals are a big part of your art?
Almost definitely. Because, again, when you have the process and the way that you're painting as far as, you know, writing the music and culminating that with a video, it gives it the life in the sense that it needs to have that characteristic to be like, this is watchable. I can rewatch this. What can I take from this? You know what I'm saying? Is this educational? Is this something that I can look at and just be like, I can share this with somebody and be like, hey, look, how does this make you feel? You know what I'm saying? I just get lost in it.
Yeah.
You know? I just get lost in it. I don't know. I just love it so much.
Do you have a favorite song that you've made?
Honestly, right now, my favorite song that I probably made would be Rosary. I can send it to you afterwards if
Sure.
you want. Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Why is that your favorite?
I just like the way it just came together as far as, sonically being constructed, going through the whole process of mixing and then recording. It just, for me, it's just an overall good song. Yeah.
Now, have you collaborated a lot in the past?
I have a lot of collaborations.
Yeah?
Yeah. I do a lot of work with different artists, like, throughout the city. I try to reach the Boston area, Providence area, Connecticut. Shout out to my boy Tokyo. We actually have an EP in the works. It's got 10 songs on it. I can also send you the track list for that too later.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, we're in the process of doing a lot of things right now. So it's just like, we got to keep some stuff on the hush. He just recently, put out a book. So
Okay.
yeah,
Dope.
so like, yeah, we got a couple of things in the works.
Is it easier for you to work alone or for you to collab?
It's a bit of both. Sometimes I like to be a recluse, work by myself and do my own thing. But like that's if I'm working on projects solely for like me in the aspect of, getting stuff done with like my life. But I love collaborating with different artists because they give me different views and points as far as to, push my pen and also to, look at things differently. You know what I'm saying? So they open my eyes in that aspect.
Okay. And so, do you still do poetry?
Every now and again, I'll find myself, like, it'll always start as, like, likes, this, here, there, and as, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, how can I compare and contrast this, break this down and make it fit like this, and then, okay, incorporate that into a bar, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like the formula of it and figuring out how everything would just, like, sit and connect.
Was English class always your favorite?
English and history are my favorite classes.
Yeah?
Always. I'd fall asleep in math class.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got a B. And then don't get me started on chemistry. That is is diabolical. Whoever invented chemistry, science is great, but let me tell you,
Yeah,
not my cup of tea.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need to be a certain kind of person, for sure. Now, what do you like about history?
Everything. What is there not to like about history? The beginning, the end, the be-all, the end-all, It just gives us our roots. You know what I'm saying? Keeps me grounded, at least. What about you?
What about me?
Do you like history?
Oh, it's my favorite subject.
Why?
Yeah,
Why is it
sure.
your favorite subject?
I mean, I feel like it goes back to the classic saying, if you don't know your past, we're doomed to repeat it.
There we are.
And, and it just informs us about right now.
I feel like the state is like in the constructs of the fall of Rome. Like in my opinion, only
I would
because
agree.
there's just so much shit going on.
Yeah.
But we can save that for another day.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And so when people listen to your music, what do you want them to feel?
However it makes them feel. I don't write music for other people. It's more or less for me. Because, like, for me, like, that's my therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, being able to write and just make music, like, again, I just love to create. That's what I love doing. You know what I'm saying? If I could put my heart on my sleeve and put it out there, I'm going to do it. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to do it. That's me. 110%. Doesn't matter where I am.
And so have you been able to, do you consider this your profession or a hobby?
I would say it's my profession. It's my life.
Yeah.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My only downtime is when I'm working. It's crazy, right?
Sure. Wait.
Yes. Think about that.
I didn't even calculate at first.
My only downtime is when I'm working.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's like, work is my distraction from life. Like, other than that, when I'm not working, I'm working on music or I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Do you like your job?
I love it. It's great. I work at the Marriott in Westport.
Sure.
So
okay.
I do front desk there, and then also a side note from that, I work at Taco Bell on the weekends. So
Sure.
everybody knows me as a Taco Bell guy.
Yeah.
They're like, you're the spokesman. I'm like, no, just welcome to the greatest place on the planet. What do you want from me?
Sure.
Like,
And so, were you working at a young age?
oh, constantly. I was
Yeah.
always working.
Mm.
I had to get it from a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where it all starts.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Life is a trip, and I'm here for the ride. I don't know how many times I can say it, but like.
And you feel like
We're
that
here.
helped create your work
It
mentality?
definitely cultivated most of it, but again, it's just navigating and figuring it out. You know, life is still ongoing, so it's like anything could possibly happen, and I'm just thankful to be a part of the journey. I'm just thankful to be alive. Definitely a lot of different things as far as just like health-wise that I've had to deal with, and it's just like it's been touch and go. So it's just like I'm just thankful to just be here. You know what I'm saying? Be in the moment.
Do you feel old or young?
I can't even answer that. I don't even know, because it's like I'm 30, but it's like I don't look like I'm 30, and then it's like I could feel old, but it's like I do parkour, so it's like I can't even do that anymore. So it's just like I don't know, you know. I'm in the middle of it, you know. If heaven's above me and hell's right below me, I'm in the middle of life.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you definitely come off as an old soul, but I mean, especially for all these youngins who are just like, oh, Unc, you know, like I don't see 30 as being old, especially.
Oh, not at all. Like I said, I'm in the middle of life. It's literally the middle of life. So I'm just going through it, you know, taking in as much as I possibly can, and, you know, trying to shape my experience, and hopefully being able to give that back to the next generation. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like it's gotten easier for you to navigate life as you've gotten older, or harder?
Honestly, it's a toss-up, because growing up, we didn't have many things to like focus on as far as, you know, like bills, rent, you know, spending time with family, because we were always in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? We were borrowing eggs from our neighbors, you know, we were going to sports games, we were doing all those things. But it's like now, as I see life changing, it's starting to be an, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a disincline from everything, you know what I'm saying? It's like a step back almost. And it's like we're reclining from a lot of things, you know. People getting angrier faster, people are, you know, not willing to share as much, people aren't willing to open up as much, you know. So like there's a lot of having to deal with that, you know. So it's like getting back to the sense of, you know, family, relativity, the groundworks, and building that back up, you know, having a sense of foundation, you know.
Do you like philosophy?
I love philosophy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And so, kind of in
Copernicus, Plato, even Shakespeare, Epictetus, the list goes on.
Why do you feel like, if your mind can go to one thing for why things have changed so much from even 10, 15 years ago?
For me, I feel like everything is, you know, it's interchanging. It's constantly changing. As the world spins, it's not going to stop spinning. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be in this constant flux of evolution. So I just love being a stoic, you know? Like your mind is forever learning. It's going to forever be in that process. It's like a supercomputer that never shuts off. People are so worried about smartphones, but then that just leads to dumb people. You gotta feed your mind. You know what I'm saying? You gotta upgrade your mind. Everybody's so quick to upgrade their phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta dial back. You know, just, you know, be at peace with yourself and do the inner work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It takes that climb. It may be a lot of stairs, but you gotta climb. You know, you gotta be here. You gotta be present. You know what I'm saying?
That's so, smartphones, but dumber people. Because it's true, we were depending on so much else instead of trying to depend on ourselves and on our own mind and trying to cultivate natural things.
Like how I see it in my brain is I wish we could have lived in like a resource-based economy. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like we're living off of like trade and bartering and stuff like that. Aside from that, if we put AI or technology at the central forefront and just put that in like the center of things, okay, now you have oxidized air, clean air pollution. You have homes that are creating themselves. You have diverse vehicles that can fly and lift all of these different things, and technology can advance itself in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As things progress in that manner, we can get into, you know, creating libraries. We have loads and loads of research, but what are we doing with it? You know what I'm saying? We have all of the cures to stop hunger. We have all the cures to stop sickness and diseases, but it's like we have to deal with corporations, businesses, treating things as a business. You know what I'm saying? Looking at everything as like it's a money grab, it's this, it's that, you know what I'm saying? But really, we could just skip all of that. You know what I'm saying? Think about it if everybody was on the same page.
Yes, agreed.
But it's like most people are just narrow-minded. They can't think like that. So it's like that leads into judging, that leads into arguments, that leads into disputes. What are we talking about here? We're talking about lives. We're talking about people. There's so many different things going on around the world that it's diabolical. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we have to step away from that and get back to the aspect of coming together and trying to formulate that build for peace. You know what I'm saying? Truly doing the work. Again, like I said, it just takes time, you know, but who knows?
Do you feel like you have many like-minded people around you?
I would say I have a few, most definitely.
Has it been harder as we've gotten older to make friends?
I wouldn't say make friends. I would say there's more of an incline of, you know, dealing with smart people who are into intellectual things versus people who will, you know, they'll understand what you're saying, but just be like, yeah, that's not what I'm into. Let's party up. Let's live it up. You know, rock star lifestyle.
Yeah.
But it's like, you can choose to either walk that line or be in between life, because again, it takes a balance. You know what I'm saying? But again, that also comes into play with karma. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to find that medium to have, you know, the good outweigh the bad. You can't let the bad outweigh the good, because then you're just going to get swallowed by all the struggles and things that you're facing or fighting, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, whether it be alcoholism or, you know, depression or what have you, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's story is different, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I would say I'd like to tend to accept everybody's walk of life, you know what I'm saying? Unless it's something like, okay, that's really dramatic, like you need help, like you definitely need that.
And you're hurting
like,
people kind of thing, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to focus on the change, you know what I'm saying?
Focus on the change. And when do you feel like you said, I mean, so do you feel like you've had essentially this kind of philosophical mindset since you were 6?
It's always been like that.
Always been like that.
Always watching the world.
And do you feel like that's a struggle or
It's
an
a
advantage?
double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. It's
Yeah,
definitely a double-edged sword. Because it's like, you see everything. And then people are just like, who's that? What do you do? And then they just start questioning you, and you're like, I don't know what to do. Like, what?
I'm just me, man. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just existing.
Yeah, I'm just existing. Okay. Well, we still have plenty more to talk about as far as for your future, your current music plans, how your career's been going, and maybe some things you might want to promote when it comes to your music or anything else. So we'll leave that for part 2. Okay.
For sure.
Thank you, everyone, for watching part 1 with D. Staley, aka Darnel.
Thank you.
Catch us in part 2 where we continue this conversation and learn a little bit more about him.
Much love, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
And with that, we are out.
I'm running.